One, two, one, two. All right, let's roll.
Welcome. You're listening to the Saddle Up Podcast,
where we discuss everything related to UTRGV athletics, past or present. We'll catch up with old teammates, friends, and take you down memory lane
with exclusive interviews.
This is the Saddle Up Podcast,
the voice of your covered walkway streets. So dope.
This is gonna be awesome.
Stay tuned for new episodes every week.
From Bronx Village to the Fieldhouse,
we'll cover it all.
Hell yeah, dude. Carpe diem.
So saddle up and let's go.
Let's go. Saddle up, partner.
Hey guys, gee, guess who we got today?
Well, we don't have to guess. I'm gonna tell you. All right, a little bit of a hint as to who we've got today. All right, UTRGV baby, tennis coach.
The head coach for UTRGV, Nate Robinson. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach. We appreciate you for taking the time out and volleying back and forth. Get that? See,
easy, man.
Yeah, it's oh my god. It's
like
love,
we talked about right before we got on air and we started recording. We talked about podcast magic. That's Matt magic. That's Matt magic right there, Coach. You're seeing it, man, firsthand, live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is gonna come out later, but guys, if you just have to be here, right?
Yeah.
And with Coach Nate, just to let everybody know, he is not in a witness protection program. Yeah. He's using his phone, and we're not gonna change his voice. He said he's okay with not changing his voice. Okay, all right, Coach, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you being on, man.
Coach
really,
Robinson, thank you so much for joining the show. Yeah. How are you,
Coach?
You welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing good. We're a couple weeks into practice, getting ready to start up. Tomorrow, technically, we head out to a tournament, so we're getting ourselves ready to go. Yeah.
So, Coach Nate, do you bring your players in early? Or is it like the first time that you see them, that you get to practice with them, is it the first day of school?
So, yeah, typically the guys come in about a week early, but we don't see them on court until the first day of school. So,
day one.
For us as head coaches, we're all having, minor heart attacks, seeing what shape the guys are in. And if our freshmen can actually hit a tennis ball, until we see them in person. So, safe to say that we're very happy with the guys that came in and the shape they came in at. So it's been a pretty easy first couple of weeks getting those guys up to speed.
So Coach Nate, you're the men's coach, right? Is there a women's coach?
Yeah, Wes Knott is the women's coach.
Okay. Coach Knott. Okay. So we'll make sure that we reach out to Coach Knott as well. Yeah. But Coach Nate, man, we got a lot to talk about, Coach. We just kind of we want. Where did you? We talked to some coaches, man, that kind of like started playing their sport that they're coaching now. It's crazy, but Coach Todd Lowry, Todd, right? The volleyball coach there. I don't think he played volleyball at all before he started coaching. He was a basketball player. He was like every other sport. And I think he just got called onto the court and said, hey, man, could you want to help out? And then he just, ended up being the volleyball. What is your, how did you get into tennis? What's the background? How did you get into it? Were you into it when you were younger and all that good stuff? Because, I kind of want to talk about myself and my tennis days as well, Coach, if you don't mind.
To college tennis coaching, I took the scenic route. I will tell you that much. I grew up, I'm from a little bitty town in Oklahoma, less than 1,000 people. I graduated with 28 kids.
Where is that? What city is that?
It's Afton, Oklahoma. So up in the northeast corner.
Ashton, Oklahoma?
Afton. AFTO.
Okay, we're gonna have to look that one up, Coach.
That's a little one up there on Grand Lake, up in the northeast corner. And I played everything growing up at those small schools. I played baseball, basketball, and went through growth spurt and been having pains and was like, I want to do something in the summer, when I was younger. And I think my parents were like, anything to get you out of the house. So we found a coach that was teaching lessons down in Grove area, which is about 30 minutes south. And kind of just took off from there. My high school didn't have tennis. I played juniors, so I was driving to Tulsa and Kansas City and Springfield, Missouri to find tournaments. And typical day was, basketball practice from 2 to 5, hop in the truck, drive down to the tennis courts, practice from 5, from 5:30 to 7:30, and head home and do some homework and wake up and do it again. So, but I grew up on a ranch up there. We had a beef cattle operation. So that was kind of my upbringing, was, out in the country, doing whatever you needed to do to get it done, basically. And
I just have one question when you
Uh-huh.
mention that, and I'm just curious, and we can get back on to you. But being raised on a ranch, did you ever try to go cow tipping?
Oh God.
Because it's a lot harder than
Coach, don't implicate yourself, okay? If the sheriff is gonna come back to get you, don't.
I spent enough time.
That's why his face is covered up. That's why his face is covered up.
I spent enough time like running around trying to tackle those 150, 200-pound calves that a 1,000-pound cow I was not going to attempt. So, but I mean, we grew up. I said we had 100 head of cattle, so we were out there all the time, and we were the small ranch at 240 acres. So my buddies had 3,000 or 4,000 acres.
Wow.
So
you're doing all sports. You obviously you get to college. How did you find yourself in the valley? Like, how long have you been in the valley?
Well, hold up. Yeah, wait, hold on. Oh, Coach, did you play college tennis?
I did not play college. So I had a couple of offers for tennis, and I had a small one for basketball coming out of high school.
Oh, so you're a baller. Okay.
You're a baller.
When I was in high school in Oklahoma, you had these guys named Blake Griffin also playing high school basketball in Oklahoma. And you quickly realize that there's a different level. that a 6'1" guy from Afton is never going to reach. So
we hear you.
You start looking at other avenues, and I ended up just kind of saying, okay, I'm going to stay at home and go to NEO, which is a JUCO up in northeastern Oklahoma.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been there. Yeah.
Yep. And was there, and then got into teaching tennis on the side.
Yeah.
And was a typical 18-year-old, didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, and got to working in clubs, and then eventually found myself at Oklahoma State going to college. And a junior at Oklahoma State, once again, not knowing what I want to do. And the girls' high school job opened for Stillwater High School. And I just applied to apply because it was like, $2,200 stipend for a semester. And I'm like, college kid, that's great for me. I'll do that.
There you go, man.
And did it for 2 years. And during that, I got to know the head coach at Oklahoma State on the women's side, Chris Young. And kind of one day asked him, how do I do what you do? Basically. Yeah. I've been a hitting partner for some pros when I was younger. Played a couple of some pro tournaments when I was younger, and got smacked around and realized they wanted it a little more than I did. Yeah. And but the coaching side always kind of felt coaching side felt fun and good, and was lucky enough to get on. He brought me on as a volunteer assistant, and we ended up with one of these basically that year. Big 12 champs and runner-up national champions. We lost to Stanford in the first year, and I think set a little bit of unrealistic expectations for me, because that was year one, was at the pinnacle.
Yeah, man. Gosh, anything less than that, you're like, what?
What am I doing this for? Yeah, exactly.
Right. And then bounced around a little bit, went to Western Michigan for a year, and had the opportunity to move to the men's side, and took a job at UC Davis out in California.
Okay.
I worked for an amazing head coach out there, and Eric Stoudemire, who took Davis from a nothing to, a perennial top 100 program. With, I will mention, 2 scholarships. So,
oh, wow.
2 scholarships, and, in-state tuition for that school is $35,000 a year. So,
he had some obstacles. You had some recruiting obstacles. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I got to learn a lot out there about making stuff work and finding ways to to get good athletes to come to you, and kind of work through small budgets, and having to compete with programs with full budgets, and figuring that stuff out. And had interviewed for some head jobs along the way. Eric supported me. He's like, just apply, find what you can. And kind of was like, well, if I've seen UTRGV open in the past, if it opens, I was telling my girlfriend, if it opens, I'll apply.
Nice.
And that evening it opened. So
hey, what year was this, Coach? What year
this was 2000, or this is 2021.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw it open like maybe late May. I applied, and then I heard nothing for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm like, well, okay, and then well, Nate Burke, who was no longer here, he's up at Boise now, called me and said, hey, you want to jump on an interview? And then it wasn't, but I think it was 3 days later, I was on a flight to the Valley for in-person stuff. And
wow.
One of those where I got here, and I'm at Davis, and I'm here, and they're telling me about all they have, and all the funding is great, and all the things that they're planning on doing, and the growth, and I'm sitting here going, shoot, this is just waiting to be like, it's just waiting to take off. Basically, it's just sitting here, waiting to explode.
Yeah.
And went back and talked with a couple of my friends about it, and they're like, go after it. And oddly enough, I already knew West, who was already here. I actually coached against him when I was at Oklahoma State. He was at USC. That was the last match we lost, actually, until NCAA championships. So I always tell him that we appreciate that loss because they got our team going.
It motivated you.
And I was just looking at here, and I'm like, this is a great opportunity. There's a lot that can be done. Here's a ton of history to this program, lots of national championships. And I mean, the first televised collegiate tennis match ever was at our tennis center.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This
a
is
long time.
This is Saddle Up Podcast exclusive. Yeah.
This is where the magic happens right here.
Yeah. And but I was like, this is a place I think that we can do some big things and make some history with what's available. And been pretty excited and lucky to be here, starting my 4th year.
Wow, man. Well, we're excited that you took that road. That's quite a road, man. It is. And here's a testament to you and to all those that are watching here, man. Those kids that are in college or seniors or whatever, going into college and don't know exactly what they want to do, right? But you just keep putting yourself in those positions. It's like you don't have to know exactly what you're going to do, but you just follow your heart, you follow your dream, you follow stuff that you love to do, right? I always tell people, do what you love to do every day and figure out how you're going to get paid for it.
Yeah.
You know,
do it the right way. Yeah.
Yes.
You do it the right way, it'll fall in line. It'll just kind of manifest itself, or organically just kind of come into, so.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of tried a little bit of everything along the way. I was like, oh, maybe a basketball coach. And I did like a coach, like a small AAU, well, not AAU, but like a local, like travel team.
Yeah, like
and
a youth.
I was like, nah, that's not for me. I'm good on that one. I actually got to coach against Danny Manning. He was coaching randomly some small little in Arkansas.
Really?
And this big 6'10" guy walks in, and we're like, whoa.
Danny, man, wow.
And we didn't win.
He probably had kids his size.
Yeah, they were huge team. Yeah.
He had Blake and Taylor Griffin. Yeah.
Exactly. 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 Yeah. I had like a 5'7" point guard.
And that's not bad, coach.
But I just kind of tried a little bit of everything, and if I enjoyed it, then I kind of looked into what could be next. And I've played tennis since I was 7, 8 years old, and always something I enjoyed. And and like I said, the coaching side of it just felt right to me, so I just kept pushing.
Now, obviously, the Valley is a lot different than Oklahoma. The ranches of Oklahoma and the West Coast of UC Davis, right? And so, what was your first impression of? You went to the school, you did the interview. They were giving you the highlights of everything, and that's really attractive. But what did you think of the Valley when you got down here?
Yeah,
Like,
what did you tell your
impression?
girl? What did you tell your girlfriend before when
Yeah.
you first called her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing that shocked me is that you kind of have a predetermined image that it's going to be kind of like West Texas, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tumbleweeds and desert, and you get down here and it's tropical, and there's a large population base, but it doesn't feel like a large population. Like everything's here, but in California, I live 12 miles from the school, and it would take me an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To drive 12 miles. And
Yep.
here, like this, it's like a lot of people, but small town.
Small town feel. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me growing up in a small town, my girlfriend is originally from Ethiopia, but grew up in Stillwater, which is, 50,000 people. Like it's an easy fit for us to feel comfortable in this environment. And then, from a coaching perspective, I'm like, it's good because there's enough to keep the guys busy, but not enough to get the guys in trouble.
Yeah.
And the conditions are exactly what you want to train in. Like anywhere we go, we're going to have it easier. And anybody who comes to us is going to pay for it, basically. So, that happened to BYU a couple of years ago. They came down to us and thought they were going to come in and beat the small school in South Texas, and didn't want to come down and practice at our center for a couple of days, and it didn't turn out well. They left.
They weren't ready for that heat.
So.
They weren't ready for the heat. Yeah,
man, coach. That's what I like right there, man.
Yeah, they were in warm-ups and their faces were bright red, and our guys were just all right.
Not even
here we
sweating
go.
yet. Yeah,
We got him. We got him. That feeling. That's a great feeling, man.
Yeah.
So how is other than BYU, what are kind of like your highlights since 2021 that you've been the coach? What are
please share
kind
with
of
us.
feeding off of that BYU time? Kind of tell the people that are watching, the successes that you've had, or some of the most memorable times that you've had.
The program.
Yeah. I mean, so when I took over the program, the year before I got here, they didn't have a Division I win. Their only wins were against D2 and NAIAs.
Wow.
So I knew we were in for a rebuild, but I wanted to take the guys that were here and just say, hey, we're gonna work our tails off and see where we can get. And the first one for me was our actually team captain my first year here, Carlo Azareta, who was from Ecuador. In the fall, he loses to a not very good JUCO player pretty badly in his first tournament. And by the time we played Texas A&M in April, he beat one of their largest recruits.
That's awesome.
So for me, that was a big thing. And that way I could kind of look at him and look to the guys and say, look, if you take it serious, what we're doing works.
Yeah.
But it's all about work ethic and putting in the time. So I mean, individually, like that's a big one that always sticks out, because that was kind of a, okay, this is it. And if you look at our schedule, we don't shy away from anybody. We're in Texas, so it's the toughest region to play in the country.
Yeah.
We'll have Texas, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Texas Tech, SMU will all be on our schedule this year.
And do any of those schools come to you, or are you going to like OSU and Texas? And
so right now we're going to OSU and Texas, and 2026 we do have an SEC school coming our direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where do you play your matches, coach? When you all play here?
We play at the Orville Cox Tennis Center, right there on the front of campus, right off of the university.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So it's by the track. It's by the track, right?
By the old track.
By the old track.
Yes,
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's open to the public, right? Like tennis fans can come in. I mean, tennis enthusiasts can come and watch the matches.
They can come in. So our matches are open and free. Sometimes we have food, we'll have pizza and stuff like that for people who come. T-shirts.
G's on his way. G's on his way with his racket.
Yeah. But we'll always have some B Corpus T-shirts to hand out and stuff like that as well.
Man, I gotta check it out, coach. I definitely gotta check it out, man. I love
our practices are open as well, so we tell people if they want to come by and see, what a Division I tennis practice looks like. Because it's one thing to kind of see afar, But these are serious athletes. These are,
Of course,
6'3", 6'4" guys, that are 190, 200 pounds that are sliding around a court.
so they're a
Like
little
it's a
short,
frame.
but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And they're, and they're hitting 120, 125 mile an hour serves.
Okay. Yeah. That was going to be my next. Yeah, that was
so,
going to be my next question.
Mhm.
Because I'm averaging around 35, 40 miles an hour. And I was wondering if that was pretty good or not. But I guess it's not compared to a Division I athlete hitting 120, 125.
He's moving on to another sport. So
yeah,
we'll,
put this away. We're
we always tell the guys, and the guys enjoy it. Like we'll have, we've had some professors and stuff come out, and like, do you want to return a serve? Like we'll have a guy, step out there and pop one.
Okay.
Coach, my wheels are spinning.
Man, his wheels are spinning, Coach, and I'm telling you right now, he's probably going to send me out there and have me film it so that he can post it on social media.
When I come out in October, right?
Yeah.
For Midnight Madness, we need to set it up where we get.
Man, I'm going to be wearing like a full catcher's gear though.
When we're filming,
I don't trust that, man. We're standing like right next to the fence, dude, like as far away as possible.
You get to see probably their favorite game, which is called Butts Up, and we'll play a game, and if you lose, then you have to kneel down in the service box, and the other guys get to serve out.
Oh my Lord!
They
Jesus.
absolutely love the game. It's hilarious to watch them do it because they're laughing and joking the whole time and talking trash with each other about it. And, our odds will be down there. Just anybody serving yet? Nobody served yet. I don't know. Just so soft. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I want to see this. Yes.
Yeah. Well, when is Midnight Madness anyway, Matt?
It's like October 25th or something like that.
The 25th, 27th, that weekend. Coach, do y'all practice like on a Saturday?
We do practice on Saturdays. Yeah. We do have a couple of tournaments in October, so we'd have to make sure we didn't catch.
Yeah, we'll get with you. We'll get with you and see if
we practice
there all week. Yeah. So
okay. Yeah, we typically on the weekends we practice in the morning. But during the week we practice 1 to 4.
We can do that. Yeah, we're gonna get a crew. We'll get Mikey to record some footage of G taking service.
G getting spiked in the head with a 125 mile an hour tennis ball serve. Yeah. Coach,
you know we'll do a donation. We'll do donations. So we'll raise some money for some scholarships or something.
Perfect.
What, like everyone that I actually return?
Yeah.
Matt, like out of 10, Matt has to donate $100.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. So up to 1,000 if I can return them.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That'd be awesome.
Our big server graduated, so it'll be a little easier.
You have to return them into play. You can't just return them and smack them.
Make contact.
I'm just making contact, man. I'm just putting the racket out, dude. Just protecting myself. So, Coach, one of your better players. Let's say I ask him about, look, I'm starting to play tennis with one of my good friends. I told you that before. It's a longevity sport. It's something that you can play, for a long time. I think, one of the things that it said online, I was looking up all the sports, and tennis, kind of playing tennis consistently adds like 9 or 10 years to your life. It's crazy, right? It's in your heart, you going and all that. What do you think about pickleball?
You're hitting with the tough questions, G.
Yeah. What do you think about pickleball? I mean, what do you think your players would say about it?
Is another game out there.
All right.
I mean, it's definitely been cool to see pickleball grow. I have a good buddy of mine who's big into pickleball. If you watch pickleball on TV, you've seen him, Coach Matt Manassi. But I'm going after. Yeah, when it comes to pickleball and tennis, there's a nice rivalry there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like the Bloods and the Crips? Y'all just don't.
In some areas, it's about that strong. Yeah. You know, I had an ex-player who in a group chat mentioned that he was thinking about taking up pickleball, and it proceeded with the guys on the team roasting him for about the next 30 minutes. So
Hey,
and he got kicked out of the group chat.
there's a lot of, well, I knew you were old and you graduated, so I guess that's the next step for you.
yeah.
I guess that's what you do when you retire, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
but
Andre Agassi is one of the best pickleball players I believe in the nation, right?
Yeah.
So
the skill set from like a tennis player to pickleball, it's a very easy, quick transition. That's why you're seeing a lot of maybe kind of low end tennis players who are struggling on the tour can jump into pickleball and be kind of in the money right away, because the transition to that is much quicker. I know you're talking about a guy who's used to covering a court that's twice as big. Now he's not having to cover that.
You know, when I was watching the Olympics, speaking of like the transition, right? They had handball, and it was like the rules of basketball without having to dribble with soccer. And it was just like, I could see people playing basketball and be like, oh, okay, I was mediocre, but now I'm in handball. And now I can really do some things, and so I'm assuming that's kind of how it
especially right now, because pickleball's still in its early phases of it. You don't have guys who are 7-8 years old training since they were 7 and 8 years old.
That's correct.
It's also one of G's passions, is closet passions, is hobby horsing, right? And just know he sends me these videos all the time on IG about hobby horsing.
Coach Nate, have you seen that? Have you seen?
Where they're like jumping over things, and it's
Okay, how did we go from the great sport of tennis to a lesser sport of pickleball to the most ridiculous? Oh man, this interview is just going like we're on a downward slope. We got to get back up. You know how we get back up, Coach Nate? You know how we get back up?
We play a little this that.
No, we're not playing this. I want to know where Coach Nate goes and just has a meal for a king, because we got to call out these restaurants, the meals, the food. It's lovely.
Where do you take recruits?
Where do you take recruits? Where do you go with your girlfriend? What do you? Where are you going? Give us some ideas for the people that are watching.
I mean, the Barrel is one of my favorite places over there in Edinburgh. We take the guys there, or we'll take the recruits there.
It's off Klosner, right? Is it off Klosner?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, great live music if you get there on the right night. Coming from a guy from Stillwater at Oklahoma State and the red dirt music scene that's there.
That's right.
Find some nice live music. That's what I like. I mean, for the team, it's a pretty easy pick for the team. The team are going to go to Con's Grill every opportunity that they can.
That's funny. We were just passing a Con's Grill the other day, and we looked over, and I said, "Man, how does that place stay in business?" Now we know. His name is Paolo Bonaguro. He's a sophomore on the tennis team. Yeah, that's who's keeping that place in business. You walk in there and everybody knows him the minute he walks in.
He's walking around giving high fives at the table. Like, hey, it's Pablo. Pablo's here.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But those are two big spots. Man, I will say we eat at home a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
I like my steaks and stuff like that. Yeah. So we sit at home and grill quite a bit. I'm forgetting the name of the place. It's downtown Edinburgh. It's kind of like a speakeasy. It's like a cigar bar, but you go around back and there's what is the name of that place? My assistant coach, she's the one who told me about it, and
we got to find this place.
Well, we got to find out what this place is so we can go check it out.
It's really good. They have they'll have like a piano going and somebody singing, and
oh wow,
nice.
But it's really cool place, really good.
Do you think they have like ice bags? Because I think after we do this G getting served. I think
I'm sure we can find
The
ice bags.
trainers, yeah, we'll get Steven, our trainer, he'll have some ice bags ready.
We'll go to the cigar bar with some ice bags. Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
So coach, you all visit the island a lot, or
Yeah, we like to take the guys over there a couple times.
Mhm.
There's a nice little clause in the NCAA rules as well that mentions auxiliary campus sites and distance to places.
Yeah.
So with UTRGV and Brownsville being right there, we can take recruits over to the island, no issue as well, which is nice for us.
Nice.
But
Okay.
we take the guys over there so they can kind of get their feet in the sand and
Yeah.
enjoy that part of the valley.
Of course.
Most of our guys are international, so they don't necessarily have a car, but that way they can get over there. And we do spend time in Harlingen and Brownsville as well, doing clinics and things like that, so that they kind of move up and down the valley. Yeah.
Well, let me know if you need an extra coach or something, during those clinics, coach. I'm bringing my racket back, man. I got my confidence back after just talking to you. You're that kind of coach, man. I feel that energy.
Oh
yeah.
I want to give the listeners the way my brain thinks right now. I'm imagining an image of G with a racket and some football cleats on, and a hobby horse.
Yeah, and a hobby horse sitting on a bench for Coach Bush. I got you. Yeah. So
check out Facebook. That image is coming soon.
Have to make that one happen.
So Coach, as we kind of wrap up, I know you're a busy man. Talk about the future of UTRGV. What's coming up. What can you talk to us about with with tennis, with anything that you want to talk about? Get the people hyped to come out. Yeah. Check out practices. Check out your tournaments or games, matches that you all have at the university. So what's kind of looking forward a little bit with what you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, first off, just the team itself. We only lost one guy off of last year's roster. And we're 7 guys who are in first semester or second semester, right? So guys who got here last January or got here in August. And these are infectious guys. Like, these guys love tennis. They love being around each other. They love UTRGV. Like, you don't see these guys in anything besides gear when they're running around. And like, most of the time they're at the courts. That's where they love to be. That's where they want to be. So they're just a good group. It's an easy group to coach, and it's fun when you have this level of athlete that's this fun to coach.
Yeah.
Most coaches will say you get good athletes, and sometimes they're not the most fun people to coach. This group is kind of the best of both. They're a good group, and I do believe this group believes that this is the group that will bring a conference championship to the Valley.
Wow.
That's what they firmly believe that. They firmly believe that they're the ones that will do it.
Coach, I'm a big believer in manifestation, right? And the fact that you just said that out loud.
Yeah.
We believe it. And it's going to be on air.
Like, I believe it for you.
And we recorded it
for your guys, and I believe it for the university, right? And there's so many things that could, like, the perfect storm, like maybe getting into a new conference and this group being one of the best groups you got. Like, there's so many variables that can come together, but you just put it out there. And once you win it, we're going to play that clip over and over and over. And over. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this group already did stuff that hadn't been done in a long time, right? This group beat Corpus for the first time in 14 years. They beat Lamar for the first time in 4 years. They beat BYU. They've done all these things that hadn't been done. I mean, when I got here, we were never beaten New Mexico State. We won the last 2 against it pretty easily. So it's one of those things where this group has already done stuff that hadn't been done, in a long time, and their vision is way past that. They're not happy with where they're at. They want to be much higher.
Yeah, conference championship.
They're hungry. They're hungry. Man,
you ask the guys, and their goal is that they want the team to be on a plaque somewhere. Right. They want to be able to come back in 30 years and point to that and say that was me.
ultimately we share a common interest because that's what G and I want. But Chase keeps Chase made us a paper mache statue and it got washed away in the rain.
He said he wrote Saddle Up on the sidewalk, like building the new practice basketball court, and there was a hurricane came in and washed it
Dr.
off.
Bailey said he would put in a committee together to about the bronze statue, but we haven't heard back from Dr. Bailey. So
we haven't heard back, man.
But we want what your players want, so that we have that common interest. So there you go. So
but and then like I said, we leave tomorrow for our first tournament, so we're hitting the ground running. On a bigger, grander side, obviously, we're lucky that Chase and Dr. Bailey have put all the faith and
they're awesome.
The support into men's tennis. There's not a lot of schools in the country that are putting anything into men's tennis, and they're pushing it,
that's
really,
awesome.
really hard. And
I love it.
And we do have a new facility that'll be here. We're expecting that what they're saying is by January of next year, 26.
Cool.
That will be
awesome. Well, you'll definitely come back on before then, and kind of keep us updated. And Coach, thank you so much, Nate. You've been an amazing guest, and thank you for kind of
we see what
spotlight on tennis. Like this is I've learned so much.
We see what Chase and Dr. Bailey see.
Yeah,
I mean, and that hunger from those athletes, it trickles down from the top.
Yep.
Man, you're a gem, man. You just keep pushing those guys, and it's awesome, man. I feel that energy from you, and I can tell that you're gonna do some great things.
Just keep them away from pickleball, you'll be all right. So
I think with the group we got right now, that's pretty easy.
It's really easy. It's really easy.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks again for coming out and joining the show. You're welcome back anytime you want.
Well, appreciate it. I appreciate you guys doing this. This is great, just to be able to see this stuff out for the Valley and for UTRGV. I really like it.
Awesome. Hey, let's get it done. Let's do it. Getting it done tomorrow, man. The journey starts tomorrow.
The journey starts tomorrow.
Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Love set match right there, guys. Visa.
Visa.
Like we weren't supposed to come up with something this clean, like something happened.